AskReddit.
What is absolutely worth the money? Someone once told me not to cheap out on the things that separate you from the ground. Shoes, bed and tires. After much consideration, I think an office chair and kitchen knives and maybe listening devices such as speakers or headphones need to be included. Parachutes. Sounds like some sound advice. I guess trampolines count too. Red Bull gives you wings. The $160 pool I just bought for my yard. Floating my ass through this bullshit. Nothing like floating naked in your backyard. A good backpack. My mom always got me cheap backpacks in school, and they'd always break about 3/4 of the way through the school year. Sophomore year of high school, I finally convinced her to pull the trigger on a mid-range JanSport day pack. Yeah, it was literally 5 times as expensive as any other backpack she'd ever bought me. But it lasted the rest of high school and community college, and the 2 years at regular university for my bachelor's, and a year and a half of graduate school. And I have used it at least a few times a year since, for business trips since. And it's still perfectly usable, if getting a bit ratty and faded now. My friend gave me a Swiss Army backpack 12 years ago, and it's just now starting to show its age. If you wear glasses, laser eye surgery is absolutely worth the money. My vision was 20/400. For those of you who don't understand why that means, if a person with perfect 20/20 vision were able to read a sign, freeway sign, street sign, billboard, etc., from 400 feet away, I would have to be 20 feet away to be able to read the same sign with the same clarity. So reading street signs, especially at night, without my glasses was literally impossible. I got the laser eye surgery in 2014. It cost me $5,000, but it comes with a lifetime warranty. So if my vision ever changes, a touch-up is no cost to me. The procedure itself was interesting. Beforehand, I could not stand touching my own eyeball. I just couldn't do it. So contacts were out of the question. I was given a Valium and told to wait in the waiting room for about 30 minutes for it to kick in. Once I was taken into the procedure room, my head was locked into place and told to stare at the small light and don't move my eyes. When they fired up the first laser to create the flap, I didn't see anything new, but I could smell it. It smelled like burnt hair. But the Valium was in full effect, so I didn't care. They moved the laser away to manually peel the flap back and moved a different laser in. This time, I heard a couple loud zaps. But again I didn't care. When they moved the second laser away, they put the flap back into place and suddenly I could see perfectly. But they had to tape my eyes closed to let the flap heal. They gave me 2 more Valium. Told me to go home and sleep. When I wake up, take another Valium and go back to bed. I needed to keep my eyes closed for about 24 hours. I had to go back the following afternoon for a checkup, and just over 24 hours after the procedure my vision was an astounding 20/15. Edit. Damn. This comment blew up. You are posting questions and responses faster than I can reply. Lol. But I will try to answer all questions. A year ago, I bought a phone for one of my workers. There was this rich guy who used to change his phones every time a new iPhone version would come out. He had lots of those phones stacked up. I approached him and asked if he could give one to me, and I'd even pay him if he wanted. He gave it to me for $100. It had no flaws and it was perfect. I gifted this phone to a worker who couldn't afford a smartphone. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's awesome, and I'm sure your worker appreciated it. LASIK. Best 4K I ever spent. No more worries about glasses, contacts, or yearly checkups to renew my subscription. I see clearly every day and never have to worry about falling asleep in my contacts. I really want to get it sometime. A good mattress. A good mattress and good shoes, because if you're not in one you're probably in the other. If you're building a PC, an 80+ certified power supply. Literally everything in your PC is connected to your power supply and it's the only thing standing between your delicate components, that will literally die from around 2+ volts and 120-240 volts from the wall. An 80+ certified SU can mean the difference between buying another 80+ SU and having to replace literally everything in your computer if there's a power surge in your area. The best part is that most SUs these days are 80+ certified and only the super sketchy looking ones that go for pennies aren't. Don't ever skimp on your SU for any reason. Therapy costs me $170 per hour. I go twice a week and it is the only reason why I am not slashing tires and busting lips right now. I hunted through all the comments for this one. I'm currently waiting for the virus stuff to die down so that I can more easily find a therapist to start with. It has helped me a lot in the past, and I'm pretty sure it'll help me with where I'm currently at as well. 20 years ago I bought a used 1991 Toyota with 60k miles for cheap. Still running and just won't die at it. It is a 4-cylinder truck. I change the oil myself. I use Mobil 1 synthetic oil. It was purchased from the original owner for $4,200 when it was 9 years old. I love Toyota. Those things last forever, very true. We have a Toyota about to hit 200k miles. Comfortable underwear. I wear mine until they evaporate into thin air. I still have no evidence to suggest why my underpants get holes in them. It's happened to many times at different times. I'm starting to think it's just the acidity of my bull sweat that eats through the fabric. That'll be the all acid crotch killer or many pairs of jeans.
Like, comment and subscribe and also press the bell notification. We are coming up with best stories for you. Stay tuned.